Oh, hi, and welcome to our very first episode of The Legend of Taylor, a Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast based on the music, memes, and lore of Taylor Swift. We welcome all listeners, so whether you're brand new to D&D, brand new to Taylor Swift, or experts at both, we're excited you're here. For those new to it, Dungeons & Dragons is a game where the dice we roll tells a story. Rolling a natural 20 is considered a critical success, while rolling a natural 1 is considered a critical fail. And for our game, something special will happen on a roll of a natural 13 as well. But we'll explain when we get there. And now to meet our players and characters. Each of our characters is based on one Taylor Swift song. My name is Lauren Muir, and I'm playing Rikki, a tiefling ranger, a deserter who has been betrayed by someone she cared deeply about, based on My Tears Ricochet. Her pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Casey Fisher. I'm playing Sarichin, a half-elf warlock who has fallen in love with his warlock patron. The character is inspired by Don't Blame Me. His pronouns are he, him.
I'm Daphne Miles. The character I'm playing is Jaymes Stormfury. She's a Mark of the Shadow elf hailing from Forever Winter. Once a great and powerful wizard, after a series of unfortunate events and a heartbreaking betrayal during the war, she finds herself far less powerful than she once was. Her pronouns are she, her, and she's based on the song Mad Woman.
Hi, my name is Ray Utarnatchet, and I am playing Reading, a forest gnome barbarian. His default demeanor is dark and moody, which makes him grumpy because he doesn't particularly like being that way, and he only brightens up when he's on an adventure with a specific goal or sees any bright colors. His pronouns are he and him, and he's inspired by the song Change from Fearless.
And my name is Lindsay Allen. I will be your dungeon master. So let's get into our game. It's been a long journey, filled with excitement, anticipation, anxiety, and worry. But as your wagon rolls closer to the small hamlet, it suddenly hits you. You have arrived at the neutral zone. Famously, the only peaceful point between the two warring kingdoms of Diamond Sky and Forever Winter, this small town has seen all kinds come through in the 100 years it's existed. Some of you are more familiar with the location than others, but even you are astonished at the changes you see. The village has been cleaned out and decorated in anticipation of the concert that evening. Ribbons hang from lines strung around the main streets. Every shop has a sign welcoming concert goers, and the small hamlet is flooded with people, all there for the exact same reason you are: the peace concert. That's right, tonight is the final stop in the famous peace tour between the leaders of the warring countries. The Graces and the Archers have been engaged in the Great War for 100 years. But 1 year ago today, they finally declared peace. They have traveled together through both kingdoms as a show to their people that the war is truly over. And tonight will include a very special performance by the Archer Princess, Rebecca Archer. Famed bard throughout all of Erras, Rebecca is beloved by her people. Everyone has traveled far and wide to come and witness this historic performance, including all of you. The wagon you hitched a ride on stops outside of this little hamlet near the bridge that leads you inside. You can see excited people dressed in their best, all wearing their replica charm bracelets that match Rebecca's signature bracelet. The wagon driver gives you a wave as he rolls off. In your hands, you all hold VIP tickets to the show that you were gifted on your ride in. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. And before we continue, can you all introduce your characters a little bit more and describe yourselves?
Sure. Rikki is a tiefling. She has pale red skin and dark crimson hair, and her horns are black. She wears a cream-colored leather armor and a dark black cape with a hood, and she has a distinctive necklace on. It's got a red stone pendant with a silver backing.
All right, Sarichin is a half-elf warlock. He's got apparently grayish skin, from what I'm reading about half-elves. Yeah. Not that it's a little weird, but that's what he's got. You know, some, just flowing elven wear. I'm picturing kind of like a shaggy Paul Mezcal with pointy ears. Oh. Who wouldn't? picture that. He's on the younger side. You can see there's just that naive gleam in his eye. He's got a bow for a bow and arrow, a little quiver there, and also a goat horn hanging on his hip. Maybe we'll get to that later.
Jaymes is a Mark of the Shadow elf, and she's got kind of bronze skin. Her hair is so dark purple it appears black. She has a mark that goes probably from beneath her ear going down her shoulder that looks like a maroon crackle of lightning. She is wearing kind of also dark blackish, purplish clothes. She has a cloak. She's got a dagger. It's a holster on her hip. She is, her hair kind of probably goes to about her mid-back. Yeah.
Nice. All right, so Reading is a forest gnome, but he is also, his class is a barbarian, which is pretty rare for gnomes, since gnomes are, I think by nature, love life and are pretty happy. Mm-hmm. But because he has a little barbarian in him, I think there's a lot of conflict in Reading and his family, his clan, quite frankly. And he's pretty average height for a gnome, which is 4 feet tall. And I think his point of pride on his appearance would be his very impeccably sort of trimmed beard, which is gray, and he's got a shock of black hair on his head. And a lot of gnomes actually wear sort of earth tones. So he has mostly earth tones, but he does like a little pop of color somewhere on his clothes. And his favorite weapon is the great axe, so he usually has that pretty handy in any situation.
Nice. All right, players, you have arrived at your very first bridge of the game. Across that bridge is the neutral zone, which is what you are here for and where the concert is going to take place. What would you like to do?
And the crowd, it's a huge crowd.
It's a huge crowd. The people who are with you on the wagon already just rushing in. They're laughing. They're having a good time. Everyone's excited.
I think Rikki would we have these VIP tickets, which she wasn't planning on having. So I think she's looking around to figure out where she's supposed to go and pulling her hood up, as always, sort of keeping her face in shadow to try to figure out, all right, how do I get into this concert? How do I get into the VIP section sort of unnoticed?
All right, let's do our first roll of the game then. Grab your D20 and roll me a perception check, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. I rolled an 18.
All right.
Sarichin rolled a 5.
Okay.
Jaymes rolled a 8.
Okay.
Reading rolled a 7, so I'm pretty officially unaware.
I'm so good.
I actually didn't even add my perception, so actually I have a +4 in perception. So Rikki rolled a 22.
22.
Well,
Oh, actually, we have.
You do have bonuses.
You do have bonuses.
So in D&D, when you roll a D20, each of your characters has special traits that apply really only to them that they will boost. And so each of our characters has a different number that they would add to their perception roll. In Reading, what would your roll change to? From
my
a 7?
roll, I roll a 7, and my perception has adjustment of +4, so that would make it 11, which is still it's better than 7.
It's definitely better than
it's better than average.
So here's the thing. It's obvious you all have to go into the town. That's where the concert's going to be. There is a crowd. It is going to be easy to blend into the crowd. You can easily see that. There are all kinds of people here. Everyone's kind of dressed more ostentatiously than the last person you just looked at. They're here to be seen and they're here to have a great time. You can also see that the town itself is all the shops, even that you can see across from the bridge. They're ready for people to come shop. They're ready to be there. They're ready to sell you things. They've been preparing for this concert for a while, and everything's going to be great. Jaymes, you have been here before.
For a long time. Yeah.
Yes. So even though you rolled an 8.
What do you mean?
You do know the basic layout of the neutral zone and this little hamlet and the people who live here, or at least lived here back the last time you were here. So even with an 8, you're aware of where the concert would be. It would be across this bridge. It'd be through the little hamlet, and it'd be on the other side where there's a clearing.
Gotcha.
So
The only way in is across the bridge.
gotta cross the first bridge.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
I will ask, am I anywhere near where my old shop was?
Did you cross the bridge?
Not yet. Yeah, Jaymes will definitely start making her way there.
Okay. So yes, Jaymes, you know once you cross this bridge, your old shop's going to be on the left.
As we cross the bridge, then she's not gonna want to like go in, but she wants to take a look. Just a little curiosity, getting not the better of her, but she's curious. So, what is it now? Is it an ice cream shop? Is it a tanner? Who knows?
An ice cream shop. So you cross the short bridge. Neutral zone is obviously bustling with excitement. To your left, you see your old shop with a sign that reads The Golden Cage.
Interesting.
The shop is small. Next to it is what appears to be some sort of bookshop that has a sign that reads Manuscripts. And to your right is a good-sized inn with a sign out front that says Don't bother unless you have a reservation already. The shop that used to be yours to the left, it appears to still be a magic shop. Like someone repurposed it. You can see that the sign announcing it's called the Golden Cage is freshly painted over an old one, but if you look at it really closely, I won't make you roll for this because it was your old shop. You can see the letters saying that it used to be called the Shadow Veil.
That makes Jaymes feel a lot of conflicting feelings.
I think having just rolled in on the carriage together with Jaymes, and I'm just watching Jaymes eye this shop with like
the face journey that Jaymes is going
What's
through.
going on over there? You look kind of like you might vomit, a little bit like you might shit. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you want to go in this shop? Is this just how you do window shopping? These are the expressions? What's going on?
I'm a very intense shopper. It's true.
I like magic. Do you want to go in? What's happening?
There's no reason for me not to tell you. I used to own this shop.
Oh, no shit. The Golden Cage, that was yours?
That was not mine.
Oh.
The Shadow Veil was mine.
Oh, I see. Into the paint. I can see they didn't even do a very good job.
They didn't do a
painting
very
over
good
it.
job. I'm kind of pissed about that, honestly.
You want to go just like burn it down or something?
I kind of do.
You have rage in your... Yeah.
I do. I'm trying not to, but yeah. I have a lot of feelings about being back here.
Rikki's overhearing. What happened?
That's a story for after a few drinks.
Do we do drinks first, or do we go into the shop first? What are we doing? We got time before the concert, right?
Jaymes would know that there is a tavern in this town.
Yeah.
Nearby?
Here's... You know what? I will pose this to the group, and I'll follow what you guys... Would you rather get drinks first, or would you rather go into the shop first?
I mean, we're right here at the shop. Do we look in the shop so that we can shit talk it when we're having drinks?
Yes.
I think reading, no matter what, is sticking close to Jaymes because he perceives that...
He did roll an 11.
I did roll
an 11.
So reading perceives that Jaymes knows his way around town.
Her way, yes.
Her way, sorry.
Yes, it's
her
okay.
way
It's
around
okay.
town. And he doesn't like being in open spaces and doesn't really know anyone, so I think regardless would be secretly following you around
Fair
if
enough.
he was not invited up front.
She is not one to invite or disinvite anyone. So, yeah,
Sarichin's inside.
All right. The bell, ding, ding, ding as you walk in. The interior of the shop is clean and bright and colorful, almost to the point of garishness. The shelves behind the counter are lined with several potions, and the cabinets all display different charms and knickknacks. Behind the counter is a female bugbear, about 6 foot 6 inches tall. She's a tall girl. Golden fur covering her body, and she flashes you a very bright smile as you enter. Welcome to the Golden Cage, your one-stop shop for what ails you, whether it be heart, mind, or body. Is there anything I can help you find?
Oh, wow. That's a lot. I think I'm good. Just kind of window shopping. We're here for the concert. But thank you. And then aside to Jaymes, I just say, it feels like it's a little bit colorful to the point of garishness. That's just me.
I just want to tell you, now I want to vomit.
Right?
Yeah.
She seems nice.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a dick, but
Yeah.
kind of like...
Jaymes is just looking around quietly, but she is just scowling. She is not even trying to hide that she is unhappy at being in here.
Go ahead and grab your D20 and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
As you're looking around.
I have a +3. That makes it a whopping 9. My dice are going great today.
You do notice that, as well as like certain potions on shelves and things like that advertise, makes you sparkle or whatever. There's also bins of what appear to be older potions kind of marked down.
Are these my potions? Would I know that these were my old potions?
If you look closely at some of the tags, it might look like someone wrote over them with the golden cage symbol.
James is really struggling not to just light this whole place on fire right now.
Can I ask a question about the history of this town?
Yes.
Which is, and Rikki might know this, so you can tell me.
Rikki would definitely know this.
Okay. Is the neutral zone, did it used to be a town before it became like annexed as the neutral zone? Is it just chosen because it's between the two places?
So the neutral zone was originally created when the war started. Because it was declared as an area where the two sides could come together and do like prisoner exchanges and things like that, diplomacy, whatever. It became at first kind of a ramshackle town, like quickly built and constructed and all that. And then it's been 100 years. So people have slowly built it up and it's become more of a thing. And it's become more permanent and it's become more of a stopping point now. But it didn't really exist before the war. But it has since then, even though it's small, become a very strategically important location for both sides. So Rikki would 100% already know that.
Quick question, just for me and the audience.
Yeah.
How long has the war been going on?
100 years.
That's what I thought.
And
okay.
it just ended last year.
Okay.
So this town has existed for 100 years.
Yes.
So this like shop, even though things look new and sparkly or whatever, like these shops around it would be older. There's like an established sort of town and culture and structure that has pre-existed this shop.
There's an established town, there's an established culture. I think that when people move here, they tend to stay here because, again, there's a lot of commerce. A lot of people come in and shop. There are certain rules for this town, such as you can't buy weapons in this town. That's one big rule. Because it's also a commercial place, that it will have some turnover with owners of certain buildings and things like that, as far as shops and commerce and things like that.
And do those rules still apply now that the war is over?
We don't know. You don't know yet.
Are any of the potions on these walls, could they be maybe used offensively? Like, are there, if Rikki were looking, say...
If you're just looking, I would roll an investigation check.
Fair. I have a +1 on investigation, so that's a 7.
Nope, none of these. These all look very, very superficial and very, as like you look at some of the descriptions and it's like polka dots or things like that.
That's superficial? That sounds incredible. And skin sparkle? Did I hear skin sparkle?
There's a skin sparkle.
I'm having an about face here. This looks awesome.
Why don't you give me an investigation check?
I would love to give you an investigation. I have +2, so I got a unnatural 13.
Is your Arcana
better?
bonus? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, it is not.
Unnatural 13. You get the sense as you're looking at these that these might not work very well.
Picking up the sparkly skin one, what did I catch your name? I'm sorry.
Oh, my name is Inez.
Inez. Hi, Inez.
Hi.
Quanto cuesta? How much does this
I don't know what that means.
How much does this sparkly potion cost? What is this base? Is this like a retinol base? What are we doing here? It's like a dewy skin situation?
Skincare you brought on. It more brings out the sparkle from inside of you.
Huh. Okay.
So you drink it.
Like a mint. We're talking like a minty tea or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. How much is this?
That one's gonna be 20 gold.
Are you...
Wow.
Jaymes stops herself from finishing that sentence, but she is incensed that that's how much she is charging for a shoddy little potion. Jaymes is going to go over to the bargain bin and very almost reverently go through the potions there to see what has become of her life's work.
Okay, you're digging through, and you can hear the clink of the potion bottles and stuff like that. Roll me a d4, please.
4.
You do find 4 healing potions buried and dusty, uncleaned at the bottom of this barrel. And it becomes very clear that Inez, as lovely as she is, may not entirely understand what magic potions are or how they work or how to make them. And so she has inherited some of your inventory and kind of just marked it down.
How much are these going for?
Those are going to be 10 gold each.
Can reading go up to Jaymes?
Yeah?
Why are you looking at these dusty, dull bottles with all the pretty colors in the store?
Jaymes is going to take one of the bottles and brush the dust off and show him.
So you're dusting off the bottle, like a dusty bottle?
Just the dusty bottle.
Right, okay.
And you can see that the magic inside actually like has almost a maroon purpley glow to the liquid itself in there. It's actual magic.
Is it sparkly?
Yeah.
Is it sparkly? Okay.
Yeah.
So reading reacts to that. He loves sparkles.
I'm going to just hand you one. I guarantee this works.
Oh, now I'm very interested. What do you mean works? What do you mean? What does it do?
This is a healing potion.
You heal wounds or you heal your heart?
Oh, if there was a potion to heal your heart, I would have been chugging this stuff for a very long time.
I felt loaded. What just happened? Wait a second. Sounded like some fucking pain in there.
I told you after booze.
All this from a little bottle of potion.
Well, we might not need healing potions since you, I think, know how to heal people, right, Sarichin?
Sarichin feels confident that, like, with his connection to, I don't want to brag about it, but, like, the gods and the other world. Yeah, I feel like we're set. I just feel like we're set, yeah.
Important DMs know Sarichin does not have cures.
Ricky believes you 100%.
I know. I think reading would believe too. That would.
Right?
Jaymes does not, but thinks he's darling for believing in himself.
What kind of magician are you, Ingrid?
Oh,
Called you a magician,
it's
yeah.
Inez, actually.
Inez. I'll stick with Ingrid, yeah.
Oh, I'm like a general magician.
Like a 1-star general of magic?
Well, like you know, doctors can be like general practitioners.
Oh, sure, yeah, uh-huh.
I'm a general, like,
Primary
practicer
care.
of magic. Yeah.
Got it. Like sleight of hand stuff?
Yeah, no, like
Bunnies?
No
hats?
bunnies.
Okay. Magic off? Do you want to do a magic off?
You want to do a magic?
Do
off?
it.
I don't know. I just feel like, why not?
We can do a magic.
We're in a
off.
magic store.
Yeah.
Golden cage.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it, man.
I'm going to try. What do you want? Do you want to go first? Flip for it?
No, you can go first.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Sarachin's going to try to do something impressive. Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. Sarachin is going to use Mage Hand, and he says, "Got your nose," and he squeezes Ingrid's nose. Yes, Ingrid.
Hey, do the rest of us know what's going on? Are we paying
Ricky
attention?
I'm fascinated by
Okay,
this.
so we're like taking seats. We're like pulling up chairs. We're like, this is
Ricky is wrapped.
okay.
This is just a little honk of the nose. Nothing aggressive, but not consenting from across the counter. Mage Hand, so an invisible touch kind of thing.
Okay. Inez looks at you and it's like jumps back with her head a little bit and it's like, oh man, okay.
That's fun, right?
That was fun.
Yep.
Let me show you what I can do, okay? Okay. And she stands there and it's very clear she's concentrating very hard, okay? And then she looks at you and you can see kind of a glimmer go over her face where for a hot second, her face looks like Sarichin's face. And then it goes away.
That was the coolest fucking trick I've ever seen.
Right?
Whoa.
General Magician.
Can I roll some insight to see what kind of magic that was?
Absolutely.
That is an 8.
You have no idea.
I'm just
Like, not even a
flabbergasted.
clue.
That
You
was
are
rad.
rethinking what General Magician could be as a career.
What it means.
Can I, as Jaymes, who is just skeptically watching this bugbear, try and figure out what her magic practice is, or her magic specialty is, or her what
General Magician means?
what General Magician means?
You can roll an insight for her, sure.
See, my insight is +3. 12.
You have no idea.
Great.
No idea.
Love that for me.
General Magician!
Wow, so we're all very impressed.
Yeah.
So impressed.
I was impressed.
You guys won't buy anything? Oh, okay.
Just looking.
I want to talk to her. I want to ask her how Inez, was it?
Yeah.
How long have you owned this shop?
Oh, gosh. A few years now, actually.
Wow, a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the last owner was, she seemed nice, I guess, but she was in a real hurry to get out of town.
Was she?
That's what I was, yeah, so I got a smoking deal. Just left the inventory and everything. It was great.
I see that in the dusty, shitty barrel over there, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I only try to sell the good stuff. And she, points up to the shelves of the stuff that is clearly not is not the good stuff, but...
Jaymes is trying so hard not to just retch, seeing what's become of her beautiful, beautiful shop. I guess I could probably take some of these old dusty bottles off of your hands.
Oh, okay, great.
Just, I like the shape of the bottles. I'm not sure if there's...
Oh, you're just gonna, dump them out?
Yeah, I
get that.
I think that the bottles could be repurposed for something.
Sure, yeah.
Can you give me a bit of a discount on...
Oh, yeah, they're 10 gold each.
Yeah, I don't know if they're even worth that, honestly.
Okay, then you don't have to buy them. There's a lot of people here. I might be able to make that sale with others,
Yeah. I'll think about it.
Inez, aka Ingrid, are you going to the concert this evening?
Yeah, all the shops get to close down for the concert, so we can all go.
You're gonna go?
We don't have the fancy tickets, but so we'll be in the back. But
Like
those are for the
these?
important people.
Like this kind of ticket? Yeah,
You have one.
we have these.
You all have one?
Yes.
Don't want to speak for them, but spoiler alert, yeah.
That's insane.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm wondering aloud. We could almost certainly, definitely 100% get you into our booth kind of area. Maybe for a trade. My friend wants those dirty bottles. Maybe we just do a little trade and we'll see what we can do to sneak you in later.
Roll a persuasion check for me with your D20. It's going to be a high difficulty.
I don't know. This feels like a bad idea to begin. That would be 17.
You just missed it.
Okay.
So Inez kind of you can see her struggling because she wants to so much. She's like, oh, I love Rebecca Archer so much. She's so good.
It's a big tour.
But I gotta make a living, this place got overhead. Oh, it's so rough, but man.
We'll think about it. We're going to go grab a drink.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll be back. Not sure.
I'll take one of these off your hands for...
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, totally. 10 gold. Mark off that you have bought one healing potion for 10 gold.
And I do want to ask just before we leave, I'm sure we'll be back, but can you tell me anything else about the last person the person you bought the shop from?
I know she was previously married. I don't know what happened with that. I just know that there was only the one woman I talked to, and she was the one selling the shop, so I don't know. She said her wife was gone, so I didn't have to worry about that on the deed. So that was good.
Oh, she said you didn't have to worry about the deed, huh?
Well, because there were 2 names on the deed, but her wife was gone.
Right.
So she didn't So we didn't need her permission or anything.
I don't know if
great.
that's legally true, but okay.
I feel like Rikki makes eye contact with you and sort of grimaces a little, like, ooh.
What's the tea?
It's got a little awkward. Just airing the laundry kind of thing. Acting like we don't know. Well, let's go. Okay, do you have more questions for Inez?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Yeah, let's go grab that drink maybe. How do you feel about that, Jaymes?
I think we should
You
get
look
out
like
of
you
the
could
store.
use it, yeah.
James looks like she could use it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you head out of the store as you walk east into the smaller hamlet, little village area. You can see it's built up like a square, so there's a stable nearby, there's an antique shop nearby. There is right in front of you a shop with a big sign that says Merch's Site that very clearly is selling all Rebecca Archer stuff. But to the right of that is very clearly a tavern with an older sign marking it as the Black Mutt.
Nice.
What would you all like to do?
Get a drink.
Get a drink?
You going to the tavern?
Yeah.
While we pass it, can we see into the merch site at all? Or it's like indoors?
It is indoors, but the line is out the door. There are some windows, and through the windows that have clearly like recently been cleaned, so people can see inside. It is basically a shrine to Rebecca Archer. From what little you can see, the walls are lined with drawings of her, shirts with her face painted on them. Items like water bottles and canteens and things like that, all like peace tour, Rebecca Archer, like celebration, all of that all over it, and the line is out the door.
Cool.
All right, so you head to the tavern. It's called the Black Mutt. This tavern is super packed with concert goers ordering food to take into the concert. You could probably push your way to the bar if you would like, where you find two orc bartenders are moving fast and slinging drinks.
And this is an older bar. This has been around for a long time.
This, unlike the Golden Cage, which seemed very new, the Black Mutt seems like it's been there for a while.
Rikki pulls her hood up and finds us a booth like in a back corner and says, "You guys go get drinks, I'll hold this table."
All right.
Cool.
I'll get around. What do you want? Yeah.
Just there. Would I recognize the bartenders?
You know these bartenders.
Okay.
These are Mac and Hope Graw.
Are they happy? Would they be happy to see her?
Do you approach the bar?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Look, they're slinging drinks. They're
Yeah.
very busy. Like, there's a lot of people waving them down and stuff like that. So they're kind of on just muscle memory, moving and taking coins, stuff like that. But when they glance up to take your order, Mac especially, like, glances up. Hey there, what can I... Holy shit! Jaymes Stormfury? And then he, like, reaches over and he's like, Hun! It's Jaymes Storm... Look at this! She's back! Look at this! Get over here! And Hope kind of lifts up. It's like, oh my god. Jaymes, you're back.
Yeah, I came in for the concert, you know.
Oh my god, we've missed you, girl. Where have you been? You know, that new potions shop, it just doesn't work the way...
Garbage.
I mean, it's just very nice, though.
She's very nice. I'm sure she means well.
Sure. But, you know, they just don't quite work the same, and they don't sound... Like, yours had kind of a more medicinal sort of thing, and she's just got these fluttery things.
I could tell just from looking at them.
I mean, she's nice, though, but whatever.
Nice only goes so far when you need a potion that works.
I mean, there's that. And then Hope kind of leans across. She's like, Matt, go get the other people. And he's like, oh, sorry. And he, like, goes off to help the others. She goes, what the hell happened, girl?
I wish I knew what the hell happened, girl.
Oh, my God. Well, you know, Betty said, is anyone here with her? I should say that.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah,
Sarichin's just like frozen, just. Like,
The soap opera that's unfolding.
you know what's happening, but trying to stay out of it just to see what will unfold naturally.
Reading is very curious as to what happened.
I found myself inside of tea, and I don't want to move in case I don't learn it.
I'm swimming in it.
Okay, so she leans forward and she's like, what the hell happened? Betty said you just up and left her.
Oh, is that what she said?
Yeah.
Interesting.
She said you left her a note that
Oh.
you didn't, that was it, that you didn't want to be married no more and you just left.
Well, that's absolutely not what happened, but okay.
No? Because she just, like, that, I mean, she acted weird after, but, like, it's...
Weird how?
Well, she seemed like sometimes she'd just be so sad.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
so sad. She'd come in, she'd sit at, that booth you guys used to sit at. She'd be so sad. And then other times she seemed fine. Like, she was, excited to start a new leg of her life and all
Oh,
of
really?
that. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's very odd.
That's extremely odd,
Yeah.
actually.
Why is it extremely odd? What happened with Betty?
James
And
forgot that these two people were with her.
hey,
Sarichin's head just rounds the corner.
Suddenly in front of them.
I'm hoping against hope that the booth Rikki got just happens to be the same booth you just mentioned. Betty's old
Can you,
booth
like,
with
do a roll
James.
for that?
Yeah, Rikki, you want to roll
little
and
luck.
see if you accidentally grabbed the booth?
Absolutely. What am I rolling?
Honestly, just do a straight roll.
A straight
We'll just
D20.
do a luck roll. Oh!
A nat 13.
Oh, shit, the first nat 13 of the game.
Welcome to our very first natural 13 of the game, which is very exciting. In the Legend of Taylor, when you roll a natural 13, you are also going to roll a percentage dial on what is basically, experienced players will know it as a wild magic chart. It is a modified wild magic chart, but it'll give a random effect to the player that rolled a natural 13 that will hopefully be fun. So,
Random effect.
random effect. So, Rikki, I'm going to need you to pull out your percentile dice
Yes.
and tell me what the number is.
Those are the 2d10s.
Yes, those are the 2d10s.
Correct me. It's either 7 or 70. I think it's 7.
That is a 7.
Great.
So when you roll a 7, lightning suddenly flashed outside of the window that you saw around you, just for emphasis as you sat down. And I need you to roll another percentile.
Whoa.
James's last name is Storm Fury.
Yeah.
65.
65. So lightning flashed as you sat down and pulled your hood around, and then the wind kind of blows what hair is around you, wafting it in the wind, catching it on the nearby like picture frame and kind of pulling that towards you. So
I was really, really subtle and discreet when I sat in this booth, hoping no one would notice me.
I would say the most subtle.
Excellent. And just to be clear, is this the booth of choice? I'm guessing, given the lightning.
Yes, this would be the booth of choice, which you're not there, so you're not aware, but the three of you probably turned and looked and were
So,
like,
yeah, what was that?
Yeah,
Yes.
when I heard like old booth, I glanced over and saw lightning strike out and your hair just fly around.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of an omen.
Just a little. I actually think Ricky's a little freaked out by it. Like she pulls her hair down and like sits and then tries to look to see if there's another booth, and there's not, and so she just like quietly panics in there, thinking that she has done something.
Right, we wouldn't know any
horribly
different. We would think you're being dramatic, probably. Like sitting dramatically.
wrong. Yeah, but I'm
What flair!
Wow.
Ricky is internally panicking. Like I think I have really messed up. Like
Poor Rikki.
all right, so that is the booth. Anything else? You were still talking to
Yes,
Hope
Hope.
Gra.
Hope Gra.
You were just about to say what happened with you and Betty.
No, I absolutely was not about to say that. When's the last time you saw Betty?
Oh God, it's probably been a year at least. Yeah, it was before all this concert prep started. She missed all that.
She ever mention where she was off to?
I think she's heading back home to her people.
Where's home?
Her home. So James would know this, but Betty is a sea elf, and her family comes from the eastern coast of Forever Winter. And so she would have, if she said that she was going home to them, she was most likely headed east to go back to her family on the coast.
Interesting. Curious.
out of game question. What
Yeah.
kind of elf is Jaymes?
Jaymes is a Mark of the Shadow elf. So she's it's a sect of elf from Forever Winter.
Okay.
They are basically marked on birth with their shadow mark. Yeah. And hers looks like lightning down her.
This is the one that you were talking about.
Yeah. Goes from her ear like down to her shoulder and neck, kind of. Yeah. It looks like lightning, just like the lightning that struck the booth. That wasn't an omen of her emotions or anything at all, I promise.
Rikki didn't make that connection.
No. Jaymes has a lot of questions, but is feeling quite overwhelmed by just being back here and everything. So she's just gonna kind of quickly change the subject and say, "You still have that good cider that I like."
You know it, man.
Yeah, let's
That was
do
not
it.
the right voice. You know it, man. Terrible at voices.
Let's do a round. Well, you were
4
giving-
ciders.
Yeah.
I'll
Alright,
pick
yeah.
it up. How
Yeah.
much?
Awesome. You know what? For a friend of Jaymes, on the house this round.
Oh, thank you so much.
Girls are good people.
Bonus.
She pours it. We get all kinds in here. It's so nice to see a friendly face.
It's
you know?
really good to see you.
Everyone's coming through, and she kind of looks at you, and she's like, and it's so rare. We see our gnome friends coming in through here.
And I salute. Reading salute, looks up and salutes the bartender.
She salutes you back.
Sarichin will throw down is a silver piece a good tip for
Yeah,
that?
probably.
Okay. He'll do that.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Thanks for the round. All right, we carry these ciders back over to the booth.
I think we have to leave.
We just got.
We gotta go.
That's not what you do when you go to a bar. Generally, you finish the booze first, and then we'll leave. Here
Rikki
you go.
chugs it. She chugs the entire
I
thing,
feel like I'm
slams
not
the glass
communicating
down.
clearly. We'll get another, but we're gonna sit around and just hang out here.
No, it's cursed. It's cursed. It's bad.
What's
It's
cursed?
the table.
The table is cursed.
The lightning and the wind. It's not good. We gotta
The
go.
lightning and the wind. I will acknowledge, I did see lightning. That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. Probably just a little static electricity in the clouds.
I don't.
Could have been my patron winking at me. She likes to check in.
What is a patron?
Oh, I'm a warlock, so I'm, I have a really helpful person who cares about me a lot, who gives me magic and just makes my life better and wants me to do well in all my endeavors. So she'll help me with whatever I want, and sometimes maybe that would be lightning. I don't know. It's sometimes hard to read the signs.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very impressive.
Yeah. So let's see here. You can have. I'm gonna pour half of my cider into Rikki's empty glass that
trash,
she
it'll be
just
fine.
chugged. Yeah. A little slower with this one, maybe. Maybe we get some bread to slow this down a little bit.
A big
Maybe we get a loaf.
table pretzel.
Yeah, that sounds good.
If it happens again, do any of you know how to protect the us from it?
Lightning?
From the lightning?
Yeah.
You weren't hit, were you?
No, but what if it does?
We're indoors. I think we're fine. Right? Do you want? I'll sit by the window. You can sit
Okay.
away from where the lightning comes from.
Yeah, actually, she scoots to the edge, like the seat closest to getting out of the booth.
Yeah.
In case it happens again and she needs to go.
And when they turned to see where Rikki was sitting was the first time that Jaymes noticed where she was sitting. And she's very hesitant to go over there, but sucks it up, sits down quietly, drinks about half of her cider in one fell swoop.
Y'all have a weird way of drinking. I was going to say, I know we just sort of met on the carriage and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe we just ordered that pretzel and I thought we were just kind of pre-gaming before the show. You look,
on a pub crawl.
James, you look upset. I thought we were having, your buddies at the bar just hooked us up.
Yeah, they're really good people.
Are you good?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Ricky's fine over here.
Ricky's fine.
Ricky's doing
Rikki,
great.
the booth is fine. I promise, it's fine. I've been here a lot.
You didn't even want to sit here.
That's for other reasons. It's fine.
So when we look at Jaymes, Is she upset now that you're sitting down? Is she...
She's probably a bit melancholy about it because she's had a lot of information put in her head that conflicts with a lot of things that she's thought. Some of it conflicts with a lot of things she's thought. Some of it kind of goes hand in hand.
Right.
I will say, if the DM allows it, she probably, slyly reaches toward the corner of the booth and just feels if initials that had been carved into the table are still there.
Roll a perception check for me with your d20.
Should we all roll in case we catch it? Or not?
9.
You feel ridges of something down there.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily feel like it might be that, but without looking, you could probably assume.
Yeah, she would assume. Okay.
I mean, I think Reading turns to James and asks, "Are you running from or running to this Betty?"
You know what? That's a really good question. And it kind of depends on the hour.
Sounds complicated.
Yeah.
Is Becky going to be at the show? Do we have something to look... We have that to look forward to? That fun reunion?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh, I haven't seen Betty in a very long time.
How long?
I mean, it's been at least a year. Probably a lot longer.
Probably a lot longer. I mean, do you know? Are we talking about the same person? This feels weird.
I love how all of us clocked it and we're like, I don't know, and you were just like, no, we're gonna ask this question.
Yeah.
I just love that the image in my head is just your head slowly hold on a second. Question. Yeah, it's been a wild time.
Was this a mistake? What are we in a bad town? What's happened? Everyone seems freaked out by this place. I'm kind of pumped to be here for the music.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
No, you're not selling it. You're not selling it.
Roll a persuasion.
I think we need something a little stronger. I'm gonna go up and grab.
You're right.
Yeah. Grab some bourbon. You like bourbon? What do we drink?
I love bourbon.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over to the bar. What was the bartender's name? Mac?
Mac and Hopegra.
Hopegra. I try to flag one of them down. I know it's busy.
Okay, Mac comes up. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
So good.
I love this place.
Thank you.
People drink. You guys seem pretty fun here. We're having a little issues over the table. You know my friend Jaymes, right?
Yeah, I love Jaymes.
I do too. We just met. She seems a little weirded out and confused by her own history. I don't want to overstep, but
Yeah.
are there some red flags I should be? Are there tripwires I'm maybe unaware of here? She seems like her mood is all over the place whenever she hears Betty's name. And we were just over at that shop over there.
Oh, yeah, their old shop. I forgot about that.
Their old shop.
Their old shop. I mean, I don't know about red flags. I haven't seen her in a long time. I think over a decade.
Is there any drink I could order that would cheer her up? Not that she's dour, but just would be a fun callback or anything. I was going to grab another round, and I'll pay for this one. You're not getting another one on the house. That was very
Appreciate
nice.
that, man. Appreciate that. She's probably a bourbon girl. Betty was the one that always did the non-alcoholic stuff.
Okay.
But Jaymes liked a good strong.
And Betty owned the golden cage over there with Jaymes.
It was called something else, but they owned it together. Yeah. Yeah.
Acrimonious.
No, it was crazy, and he leans into gossip. Because he's a bartender, and that's what they do. He's like, no, it was crazy. They were the love story. They got married here. They were so just together all the time. And then one day, Jaymes just left her a note saying she couldn't do it anymore. She just left.
How long ago was that? Jaymes doesn't even seem to know, is why I ask. She seemed a little fuzzy on it.
God, I'd have to say it's about 10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's at least a year. So she wasn't wrong when she said that. All right. Well, thank you. Could I get the 4 bourbon and I'll pay? What is that?
It's gonna be 4 copper each, but we can just round that down to 15 copper.
Is that how many silver is that?
That's 1.5 silver.
Here's 2. 2 silver.
My God.
Keep the change.
Thank you so much.
Money bags over here.
Money bags.
Yes, he's blowing through it. All right, he's going to make his way back to the table.
Okay. Mac definitely is like, really
Yeah.
gives you a wink. He enjoys you as a customer and your money.
I walk back to the booth, and any lightning as I walk over this time? I knew
Roll
we
a
could have-
13 and we'll see.
What's happening with
all right,
Rikki?
to new friends and a lot of history. Hopefully creating new history. And I raise my glass and offer that toast and take a shot.
Jaymes raises her glass and also takes a shot.
Yeah, Rikki downs
Yeah.
the shot.
Glug, glug, glug.
Clink, clink, clink. Awesome. What else do you guys want to do? People are starting to move. You can see them out the window. They're starting to move towards the main area where the concert is clearly going to be held. Yeah. What would you like to do? The line for merch is still out the door.
I feel like we've got VIP passes. We don't need to be in the
No rush.
Yeah, in the crowd.
That's true.
I'm kind of curious since we all just, met on the carriage, and I feel like I've gleaned a little bit about Jaymes. What about you reading? I feel like I've been. Where are you
her
from?
drama has taken over a lot of it.
Where are you from, and how do you, get interest in the concert?
Well, I travel here. I'm actually not a fan of Becky Archer.
What?
Jaymes just smirks. She's so...
Well, I mean, she's fine and all, but I don't understand her lyrics. I don't understand what she's singing about at all. Though I do like a few melodies. I can hum a couple and they stick in my head like soundworms, but I'm here. I'm looking for somebody too. That's why I feel like I connected with you, Jaymes. I'm mainly here for that. But it's not like I don't like Becky Archer. It's just not as into it as maybe everyone else here.
Even though you led with "I don't care for Becky Archer," but yeah, no,
Yes, I'm,
skating past that.
I'm backtracking a little. It was a little harsh.
Who are you here to meet?
Well, more than a year ago, my sister just disappeared, up and left from home, and I'm here to look for her because she said she was going to come back, and she never did, and I don't know what happened. My parents don't know what happened, and maybe I did something wrong, but I need to find out what is going on. And last I heard, she was coming to the neutral zone for a food festival about 5 years ago, and haven't seen her since. So
Is she a fan?
she is a fan. So this is why I'm here. Maybe I'll run into her if you see anyone who's a little taller than me, long blonde hair.
And where are you from that she went missing from?
I'm from the Aaron Wood over in the Forever Winter.
Would those of us from Forever Winter know where that is?
You can roll a history check for me if you would like.
Yeah.
You can as well.
All right.
Rikki.
I rolled a 15.
I will.
You rolled a 15.
Yeah.
Rikki rolled a 4.
Rikki rolled a 4. Wow.
Yeah, not great. Not great with history.
And Jaymes rolled a
15.
So I would say it's because of your magic shop and the magic you were doing at the time and all of that, you are familiar with his town because a lot of the jewels and things you needed for certain spells, the highest quality came from there.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with that area because of the commerce, but it's not necessarily a super popular or tourist area or anything like that. But you did trade.
Maybe you've never been there, but
I had
you know
trade
about
there.
it or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
perhaps.
And kind of an out-of-game question. That's in the south, right, which is the magical area?
Yes.
Sarichin is also from the south.
Sarichin is also from.
I only went so far as like an elven forest.
Yeah.
Would Sarichin know of Aaron Wood? Is that another forest nearby, or?
Roll a history check for me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess with my low roll that Rikki does not.
Rikki has never had a reason to explore that area.
Great.
Sarichin rolled a nat 1. It's a natural one.
Natural one.
Yeah.
Sarichin kind of puts his hand on his forehead like he's like, oh man, do I know that name? And then doing so, you accidentally poke yourself in the eye. But no, you don't.
And forget what you were wondering about.
You don't recognize that town, and also, like, one eye's going to be closed
Do you
for
ever
like
say
30
a
seconds.
word and it just sounds so fucking weird? Aaronwood? 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 It's weird.
The more you say it, the less it sounds like a word.
Right.
Yeah.
I have the same thing with the word drawer.
Drawer?
It sounds
Do you mean
weird.
drawer
It's
or a drawer?
Exactly.
It's contagious. Now that does sound super fucked up. Drawer.
Drawer.
Which direction is the concert? Like, would you say it is toward?
So you're at the Black Mutt Tavern, which is next door to Murch's site. However, the Black Mutt Tavern is on one side. On the other side of Murch's site is the antique shop, and there's kind of an overhanging passageway between the upper levels there. You walk through those open passageways on either side of Murch's site, and that's your entrance into the area where the concert will be held.
Okay.
You would also notice as you were walking around this little town that to the north, in the little square, there were several Diamond Sky guards posted up, and that they're protecting the entrance or exit out of the hamlet to the north, and beyond you can see an encampment is up. And it's very easy to assume it is a Diamond Sky encampment of representatives coming for the peace tour.
Yeah, Rikki would have clocked that right away.
Yes.
And she's a little bit, we're still at the bar, obviously, but a little bit warring with herself in terms of she wants to know who's over there, but she doesn't want to be seen.
And is it like they're being protected? Is it like a protection zone because they could be in danger just because of friction, or is it? What do you mean when you say
it's
that
more
they're
a
encampment? When you say encampment,
It's more a protection zone, as in there's probably some high-level VIPs there that would need constant security.
Interesting.
So if we're finished our drinks, I think Rikki would suggest that we walk casually toward the antique shop in that direction, just to see, maybe we like window shop at a couple of the things around that area.
Is this kind of like the casually where we pull like our hoods down as far as we can, like you keep doing? Should we get you another hood? Is this like, what's going on?
Could I wear two hoods?
double hood.
Is that a thing? I would wear two hoods.
Yeah, I kind of gleaned that. Yeah. What's
Maybe a veil.
Are you looking for someone? I feel like I'm hearing a lot
It's a real complicated question, but maybe we just go window shop and just see what we can see from outside.
I really want to know what your version of window shopping is. So yeah, this is just an easy let's do that. I like that idea. What about you?
Yeah, Jaymes will want to avoid being anywhere remotely close to the Diamond Sky guards.
Okay, so how do you feel about this proposal that you go window shop at the antique shop, which is
Right
kind of
next to it.
kitty corner from where
corner?
the Diamond Sky, at least guards to the encampment, are stationed?
You could pull up your hood. That seems to help.
I could do that. Yeah. As long as she kind of stays away from them, she's, bold enough to be fine.
Okay. So you guys leave the tavern. Other people quickly swoop into your booth because, again, it's very crowded and only getting more crowded there. You push kind of through the crowds that are in the town square. You're heading north. You once again pass Murch's site. On your right, you can see the lines forming to get into the concert area. There is a very long line for non-VIP tickets and a much shorter line for VIP tickets. As you casually walk past with all the hoods pulled up, you will notice the antique shop on your right. It is called Down the Block Antiques with a very cute little sign. Through the windows, you can see a bunch of cameos, like old paintings, little knickknacks, other antiques. The sign on the door claims, again, this is down the block, antiques. Below that, written, looking pretty fresh, is a smaller sign that says, exclusive charms sold here. Yeah.
Rikki's not looking at that at all. She could not be less concerned with whatever is happening there. She is looking directly into the Diamond Sky camp, and she wants to know if she sees anything familiar.
Roll perception or investigation for yourself.
Man, I'm afraid to use this dice again. It was so bad last time. No, I'm going to do it. Let's go with perception.
Okay.
And that gives Rikki a non-natural 13.
Okay. So you easily see there are a couple of guards blocking the way there. They've built kind of a wall so that no one can just wander through. They seem very vigilant. They're all wearing the sigil for Diamond Sky on their uniforms. Beyond them, when you're glancing around, you can see there's an entire encampment there. And as you kind of squint to see what else you can see, you do, and you especially would recognize this as the flag that indicates that the Grace family itself is in residence in the encampment.
She plays with the necklace she's wearing, which is like a crimson stone. And out of curiosity, what are the guards wearing?
They are wearing chainmail for the most part. They are armed because they're security guards. They have helmets on. They're security guards. They're ready to end fights if they need to, but they won't necessarily start fights.
And the tent is closed.
All the tents, the flag itself, you can see squinting through. All the tents are spread out in the middle. You specifically would know that the setup for such an encampment, any royal family would be, their tent would be set up in the middle of all the guards and all the other tents for safety.
Listen, I don't like these people either. If you want to go fuck shit up.
It's tempting. It's tempting.
How many guards are there?
There's 4 posted outside of just the entrance. There's...
Maybe we can talk our way in.
I'm not so sure that will work. I don't think that's a...
The hood up situation might give them a bit of pause in
Yeah.
the start.
I'm not so sure that I would be well received.
As a tiefling?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, God. It's like right there.
What's right there?
The encampment is right there. I think she's feeling very conflicted. And it is very tempting to go fuck shit up. But she's going to refrain for now.
At that moment, you do hear a bell sound from the distance. The faint sounds of applause starting. The concert is going to start shortly. You should all probably find your chairs.
Do we think there is a separate entrance, or do we think they have to walk through here?
Roll insight for me.
Insight. I rolled a 16. I add 2, 18.
You can assume most likely that there will be a different entrance for them because they are VIPs and will need they'll need security, they'll need a lot of things. They won't necessarily walk through crowds of people to get to their seats.
Okay. And we don't see movement right now with the bell ringing.
No. Just all the people, the regular concert goers around you are like, oh my God, the bell's ringing, we have to go, hurry up, and heading out.
Can reading ask a question?
Sure.
So, I take it we're not looking at antiques. Too bad. I love old things. So what is the plan? What are we doing? Who are we beating up? What do we need to do here?
Is this not how you window shop?
Jaymes is just kind of curiously watching Rikki. She's not asking any questions, but just kind of clocking how interested you are in the. And she's more of an observer mood right now.
I want to see if there's movement behind the camp.
Okay.
Yeah, don't you want to see who's in there?
Yes,
It's probably some bad people, right?
it might be.
This is the one way in and out of that encampment?
Yes, this is the one entrance from the neutral zone up north to Diamond Sky.
Unless perhaps we went into the antique store, went to the second floor, climbed out a window, and tried to descend into the encampment?
The walls that are around that area are taller than the buildings, so it would also involve quite a bit of wall climbing.
I like your line of questioning, though.
Just curious, yeah.
Just a random question. I think she's staring directly, like the bells are ringing, and she's waiting to see if that tent moves. If, like, the tent opens and if anyone walks out.
So to be clear, you can't see the actual royal tent. It is in the middle of several tents. You can see the flag indicating that the royal family is in residence. You cannot see the actual tent.
We don't see the tent.
They are surrounded by other tents and guards and all of that.
All right, then we should go in. We'll get a better view inside with our VIP tickets.
All right.
All right. So
And I say that out loud. I say, like, we should go in. We'll get a better view inside.
There is there's an option here. You know, there's a magical spell that I know called Unseen Servant, which creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless force that performs simple tasks at my command for an hour, such as fetching things, cleaning, mending, folding clothes, lighting fires. I pause at that. Serving food and pouring wine. Once you give the command, the servant performs the task to the best of its ability. If you command the servant to perform a task that would move it more than 60 feet away from you, the spell ends.
How far in is the royal tent, would you say?
it's about 150 feet in. They've set up, there's not only a bunch of tents, they've set up like wooden stakes to make walls around the tents.
So dramatic.
They're royals. They need protection.
I mean, the unseen servant could go light one of those wooden stakes on fire. Shaking the termites out, right?
What termites? There's no termites here.
Can it reach?
If it disappears in 60 feet, you would have to get beyond.
I thought those wooden walls were maybe closer.
The 70 feet will get you to like the first wooden walls.
Can we stroll up another 10 feet, or is that past the guards?
Past the guards.
What if I dropped a rubber ball that was 10 feet past them accidentally?
Dropped a rubber ball?
I'm picturing a child playing like jacks. What's that little game? You know what I mean?
You're a grown man.
Rikki says, no, I know them. They'll kill you.
They would kill me?
Yeah.
You know them?
You know them.
If we were just roughhousing out here and you like shoved me and I tumbled 10 feet accidentally and apologized while casting Unseen Servant to go light a wall on fire.
I appreciate that you're willing to risk your life for me. We should go in. We'll get a better view in there.
Okay.
We're just grazing over the fact that you know them. You said you know them? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Wow.
Oh, like personally? I mean, we all know.
I mean, I don't know who those guards are, but I've had experience with them, and they're quick to act.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true.
All right, so if you guys make your way to the lines going into the concert, the VIP line, again, is much shorter. You flash your tickets to the guards posted there. They wave you in. And you finally enter. So the area is packed. Several benches are lined around a stage that has been set up in the middle of the town square. The stage itself is an odd shape, like a runway with two long triangles at each end, a diamond shape in the middle. And to one side, toward the back of the stage, you see several ornate chairs set up. 4 in the blue of Diamond Sky, and 2 in the darker purple of Forever Winter. There's still seats left. I don't know where you guys want to try and push to sit. But go ahead and place yourselves wherever you would like to sit.
Are we in with the...
No.
I was like, well,
you are not going to sit in what is very clearly
the royal section?
An ornate, like it's on the stage, these chairs.
Gotcha.
But you can sit in any of the benches that are lining around the stage.
Gotcha.
Rikki grabs whoever's arm is closest, probably Sarichin, and drags toward the blue side.
Okay.
Are we going to try to get front row right there?
Hell yeah.
All right. Are the seats open? Anyone?
You can definitely push your way through and get it. It's much calmer in the section because, again, it's VIP.
Oh, that's a VIP.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I'll follow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And is it clear that the crowds are mingling of Diamond Sky and Forever Winter?
It's very clear that kind of everyone has shown up for this. Like Diamond Sky loyalists, Forever Winter loyalists, Neutral Zone regulars. This is the concert to end all concerts. Like, even if you are like reading and not necessarily a fan of Rebecca Archer, you ain't missing this.
Gotcha.
Because this is what you tell your grandchildren about that you actually got to go to. And everyone, including the VIPs and the other nobles who may be in attendance, definitely know that. And that's why they're there.
I'm going to ask Rikki, do you want to sit in the seat closest, or do you want to do the hood thing and sit one seat back? Are you in danger of people seeing you from stage?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to sit in the closest?
No.
You want it open?
I would like to sit in the front.
Okay,
I would
great.
like to pull my hood up, but I want to
The
sit
hood
in
up,
the
we're just
front.
going to rely on the hood. I love
Yeah.
it. All right. So we're the first two rows congregated in a little foursome right there.
Yeah, first
Two
two
and two.
rows. First two rows on the bench on the Diamond Sky side.
Rikki seems to have a very clear eye line or shot of
Eyeline or
the blue
shot.
chairs.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So as you sit, trumpets play a fanfare, interrupting all conversation around you. The crowd stands and falls silent as a procession of knights and guards enter the space, lining the stage. Behind them, 6 people enter, dressed in the best clothes you have ever seen in your lives. They climb onto the stage and walk toward the ornate chairs. You recognize them all as members of both of the royal families, the Archers of Forever Winter and the Graces of Diamond Sky. They stand in front of their assigned chairs, with the 2 kings in the middle nearest each other, and then the queens next to them. The royal prince of Diamond Sky sits on the other side of his mother, but there is still an empty chair next to him. A steward takes the stage, kind of glares at everybody with an attitude, and then yells, his voice booming through the space, "His Majesty, King Stephen Grace." Half the crowd cheers as the other half stays silent. As King Stephen Grace approaches the middle diamond portion of the stage. He's tall and handsome, his salt and pepper hair a little wild with waves. A scar across his face, as well as the weapons at his belt, remind you that the Graces are a family of renowned fighters. His presence is intimidating to most. His voice is deep with a slight gravel as he addresses the crowd. I thank you all for coming to this, our final concert on the Peace Tour. King Archer and I cannot tell you how humbling it has been to travel across our 2 lands, to show you the bright new future we have ahead of us now that the war is over. And I am also here, honored to tell all of you that the Grace family is well into planning the future of our kingdom. Today, in front of all of our loyal subjects here, I would like to announce the engagement of my son, Prince Maxim, to the noble Lady Juliet Capuletti. Applause erupts as a young half-elf woman steps onto the stage, the prince rushing over to give her a hand up to her seat. He keeps her hand in his as they stand together, beaming at the crowd. I'll give you all a chance to roll a perception if you would like.
18 for Jaymes.
Ugh. Rikki only rolled an 8.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah.
I've got an 18 plus perception 4, so 22.
I'm receptive for once in our group.
There you go.
All right, so we'll start with Jaymes. Jaymes, you know, because of your background, you are an elven woman with some ties to nobility there. You know that it's actually a pretty common practice for noble half-elves in a noble elf family to be married to human nobles. Like, it's a way to gain more power, political strength, and allies, and all of that. And you do actually kind of recognize Juliet as a very distant cousin of hers.
Okay. What are the archers and the graces? Are they human?
They're human.
Okay, all of them are human?
The archers are Asmars,
Okay.
and the graces are humans. Let's see. You, Sarichin, you've heard of them before. You've heard of the Grey. Everyone has. But what you're most familiar with and what kind of inspires you the most is the love story that's well known between King Stephen and his wife, Queen Emma. That they met and it was almost instantly love. And they were married, and that's kind of been the story around them. They show affection. They love each other. It seems very real to all intents and purposes. So seeing it here, you're like, oh, they love each other.
And the prince who is engaged to Juliet, that is the son of that couple?
Yes.
What is his name again?
His name is Maxim.
Maxim.
Prince Maxim.
Does the body language between Maxim and Juliet look like true love as well?
Great question.
It appears to be excitement and love, yeah. Like they're excited to be together.
Okay.
Reading, you're kind of looking around, you're like, wow, everyone seems to really be excited about this. I didn't see that happening, and at a concert, too. That's crazy. And you also notice, because you have an eye for jewels and things like that, because of your background, that Prince Maxim is actually wearing like a dagger with like a red jewel on the hilt at his side, which isn't uncommon for a family known for being fighters and skilled and all of that. But the jewel itself caught your eye. I think Rikki is a little too caught in herself to notice much, except that the crowd is going wild. And we are preparing for a concert.
Do any of us notice Ricky's demeanor? Yeah.
Rikki takes her hood down.
Okay.
You were like, you reveal yourself, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the crowd is cheering. King Stephen turns back to them with a very practiced smile, because he's done this for his whole life. And so I hope, as you enjoy this amazing show that the Archer Princess has created for us today, that you also celebrate with us the upcoming nuptials. You could say they've been a long time coming.
Ugh.
He turns. He turns and walks back to his seat. You know, there's polite clapping and all that, and people cheering who are from Diamond Sky. And then the square grows dark, like someone cast a darkness spell. A bright light appears, surrounded by shimmerings of pink and blue and purple, building up the anticipation of her arrival. And then the pink and purple and blue, they swirl together, tighter and tighter, whirling and dancing and forming into the shape of a woman, Rebecca Archer. She wears a dress that sparkles with the stars, a long red and black ombre jacket to match. She begins to sing, and people are just immediately screaming. They're crying. They're freaking out. They're so excited. This woman is loved. Like, she is loved. And it is never more apparent than it is right now. Roll me another perception check.
Everybody?
Yep.
Rikki rolled a 14.
8.
James rolled 21.
6.
6. So out of all of you, Jaymes,
Yeah.
we're listening. You know, we're bopping. It's a good song. It's really... But you're listening. You're familiar with Rebecca Archer's music, and there's something a little off. It doesn't sound like what you would expect for some reason, but it's hard to, like, pinpoint why. And as she sings, she turns with the music, and she points to the graces on the stage. I've been saving this just for today. And then she holds out her arm with her trademark bracelet, and she touches one of the charms. And in the next moment, lightning crackles in her hand, and she throws it, the bolt bright and blinding and streaking towards the royals with a loud crack. The cheers turn to screams as everyone ducks out of the way. You blink away the brightness and the smoke. The music stopped. And from the stage, you hear the Grace Queen, Emma, scream, her heart broken and wrenching. Stephen! The smoke clears. Rebecca is still standing where she was, as if she's frozen. But King Stephen is now thrown back in his chair, a charred mark on his chest, lines crawling up his skin. His wife is shaking him, trying to get him to move. But they all know it. You can even tell from where you're sitting. King Stephen Grace is dead. Queen Emma, her eyes streaked with tears, turns toward where Rebecca Archer is still frozen in place. Arrest her! She has killed the king. And as the guards swarm, we're going to end our very first episode.
Dang.
Holy shit.
Whoa!
I've been trying to get that through. Thank you for listening. It was enchanting to meet you. Until next time. General Magician.
Wow, we're all very impressed.
Yeah.
So impressed.